the money that you've raised has made in his life. But before I introduce him, there's a couple of things you should know about this fine young man. He is from Macomb, Michigan. Where's our Michigan folks? Come on. About half Spartans, half Wolverines, aren't you back there? All right, that's good. He has been a TNT Honored Hero for 3 years after he was diagnosed with ALL at 4 years old. And his school recently held a walkathon where they raised $6,000. Please join me in welcoming our honored hero tonight, Adam Rose.
Aloha, everyone. Aloha. I am really excited about being here and I'd like to thank you for allowing me to speak today. I have had leukemia for almost 5 years. In March of 1998, my mom took me to the doctor for my wild child checkup. I had just turned 4 years old. They took a little blood and saw something that did not look right. That was the start of my battle with leukemia. Chemotherapy was pretty hard at first. One of the hardest parts was getting IV started. I screamed at the top of my lungs every time. My favorite nurse gave me a award that said I was the world's loudest patient. Whether we were at home or in the hospital, I had to take different kinds of chemotherapy every day. Most days it was 3 or 4 times a day. My parents had a really hard time getting me to swallow the medicine. You know how it is with 4-year-olds in medicine. I fought having to drink that yucky stuff with all my strength. Many times I threw up right after taking it, and we had to do it all over again. It was rough. Then in July 1998, I suffered a neurotoxic reaction to one of the chemo drugs. One day I started to stumble when walking around the house. My dad rushed home from work, and we went straight to the hospital. When I walked into the emergency room with my parents, but 9 days later, I came out in a wheelchair. For the next 2 months, I got weaker and weaker every day. Finally, I was paralyzed from the neck down. It was a really scary time. My parents thought I might stop breathing at night because I was so weak. A few months later, I started getting some recovery above the waist. Eventually, that part got back to normal. We realized I had nearly lost my life. After a year, the doctor said I'd be permanently paralyzed from the waist down. It's a pretty idea for my parents and me. Chemotherapy is really nasty stuff. That's a strong chemicals that are put into your body to kill the cancer. Unfortunately, it does not look successful or can result in bad side effects that cause permanent damage. But when you have leukemia, there's no other choice. You have to take the risk to survive. Lots of kids take the risk, and almost everyone has their own story of how they have been permanently paralyzed, affected by chemotherapy. One way or another, mine was a little worse than some others, but I survived. Nothing else matters. I've been in remission for over 4 years. Just a few months ago, I finally finished chemotherapy. Yay! Way to throw away the We had a throwaway the medicine party that day. My dad surprised me with a new Xbox at my party. It is really cool. After 4 years, 2 months, and 19 days of chemotherapy, he thought I earned it, so do I. Like I said, that first year was very hard on us. But it was not all about doctors, hospitals, chemotherapy, and paralysis. Our family found out that there are lots of people in the world who care about others. We found support from all kinds of people. I'd like to tell you a little about one thing that happened to me when someone decided to do his best to help. Ray Holman is the chief of Macomb Township Fire Department. When Chief Holman found out I had had leukemia and was paralyzed, he called my parents and asked if he could do something for me. You see, since the age of 2, I have always wanted to be a firefighter. Chief Holman brought almost the whole fire department to my house. He had made me an honorary firefighter, gave me a real helmet with my name on the back, let me spray water from the pumper truck, and took me for a ride around the block in his ladder truck. He gave me a real firefighter's radio so I could listen to all the calls. It was great. Some people call me a hero, but the real heroes are all of you who choose to help the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Fundraising puts you on the front lines in the battle to wipe out this terrible disease. You are making a difference. If they're not for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, I may not be here today. I want to tell you how important it is to continue to fight against this deadly disease. A few months ago, I was able to meet Dr. Brian Drucker. He is world famous for his breakthrough research that has led to almost complete cure for one of the types of leukemia. Dr. Drucker is leading the way to a new type of cancer treatment that may cure many other types of cancer besides leukemia. This treatment does not require traditional chemotherapy and has almost no side effects. The reason I am telling you this is because Dr. Drucker's research was made possible partly through funding by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. This money was raised through people such as you who have committed to team and training, Light the Night, and other Leukemia Society programs. The most important thing we can do to help Dr. Drucker and others like him is provide funding that allow them to continue their work. That funding is coming from those of you here today. Just think of it, you're involved in an effort that could lead to a cure for cancer. What could be more important and more impact on all of us than that? Tomorrow I want you to run for everyone who is fighting his or her battle with leukemia. Tomorrow I want you to run for those of who yet to face their battle with leukemia. Tomorrow I want you to run for those of who have fought and lost their battle with leukemia. And tomorrow I want you to run for a future where leukemia and other cancers are just a memory, where a cure has been found, and where the world is free of this terrible disease. Those of you in this room are helping bring that day closer. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your efforts. And one more thing. Go team!
Hello. I can try to use Adam's, that'll work. Adam, thank you very much, son. That was fantastic. What a brave young man you are.